Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for stopping into 200 Board Gaming. And today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the HeroScape Age of Annihilation Battle for the Wellspring. I know some of you have been waiting for this, or at least an reincarnation of the HeroScape franchise that sadly went away quite some time ago, but has been brought back to life with the help of Renegade Game Studios in conjunction with Avalon Hill. Unfortunately, there was a failed crowdfunding effort put on by Hasbro back in 2022 to try and raise funds for a pretty new, robust outing for a game that had sort of been shelved since 2010, if I'm not mistaken. So this is sort of a big deal. Yeah, that crowdfunding campaign was not funded. It failed miserably. A lot of people were upset by that. The HeroScape community in general, the folks that played this, were pretty upset with how things were run with it. But there was a bright side. The bright side is that we have a HeroScape game here now. It is continuing a new era, possibly. This is the 20th anniversary. It debuted in 2004. I think under Milton Bradley at the time. Wizards of the Coast took it over sometime maybe 2008, if I'm not mistaken. And then the rest is, sort of history. However, if you do want more information, definitely, do the Googles or the whatever you use for, look up the HeroScape wiki. You find a lot of information. But that's a lot to talk about. But this today, I'm excited. I actually picked this up at Gen Con. I am new. I'm sorry. I'm new to the HeroScape board games, but I was sort of followed things back in the day. Just didn't have the money or the time to sort of invest into it, but I was always intrigued by it. This seems like a really good gateway miniatures game for anyone really, just with any sort of interest in miniature gaming, wargaming. It's not, well, I guess it could be cooperative, but it is a adversarial 2-player game at its core. So there we go. I think we've sort of gotten through maybe just a good intro. Anyway, that's not what you came here for, right? You don't want a history, or maybe you do want a history. I don't think you do. But I think what you want to do is you want to see what's in here so that you can decide if this is something that you would be interested in. And just to digress rather quickly, I bought this to sort of give my son an opportunity to see if it's something that he likes, to maybe would be interested in getting into a sort of a gaming, miniature gaming. And I think me and him could have a lot of fun with it. So that's why I picked this up. Well, and again, never had a chance to play it previously, but I was always interested and wanted to, and now I have the opportunity. So, all right, if it's not already said, this is the premium painted version. This comes with the miniatures already pre-painted. You don't have to, take the hobby time to get those up to snuff, but they do make unpainted versions, obviously, for a cheaper price as well. Sometimes you have to, decide for yourself whether you're okay with playing with unpainted miniatures, or whether you want to take the time to paint your miniatures, because painting miniatures is awesome. I do it myself. But you also have to take into account that it takes away time from gaming. Buying something like this, where the miniatures are already painted, cuts that time to getting the game to the table, which I think a lot of folks want to do, right? So, all right. Well, let's see what's in here. So, as I was saying, this, I think, is having its debut. The HeroScape has had its debut at Gen Con this year. I think it was from all accounts, was very successful. There was a large fan base that turned up to play in various sort of starter events and sort of tournaments that I believe folks came away feeling pretty happy about. So we've got the cellophane off, and what is going to come in this nice, pretty intriguing box here? Let's look. And apparently there's an exclusive Wellspring water tile. Cool. All right. And if I didn't say it already, HeroScape uses a interlocking tile system that have various terrain, represented. And so you can sort of construct a different battlefield and different, a different area with various heights of elevation to give a different take on each and every time you play. So you can change it up. It can also be scenario based. So yeah, this is, I think, one of the more intriguing things about this game system that folks kind of fell in love with from the very beginning. Well, the battle of all time. The Wellsprings of Valhalla, a resource long warred over by the powerful Valkyrie. Upon the discovery of a wellspring, the spark of battle is sure to follow. A group of rogues plan a deadly ambush. If successful, the mystical wellsprings themselves may be forfeit. Only an unlikely group of scouts stands between them and the most precious resource in all of Valhalla. So, with that weird narration, we get to the components. So, with the starter box here, you're going to get 6 highly detailed, fully assembled, pre-painted miniatures, or you may get the unpainted version. That is, I think, the only difference here. 31 hex tile terrain pieces. That's pretty cool. 2 lore jungle trees, so 2 standing little sort of miniature trees, I assume. 6 combat dice, a 20-sided die, 8 order markers, 15 wound markers, 3 powder markers, 1 glyph, 6 army cards, 1 rulebook, and 1 scenario guide. All right. And then here, the Battle for Wellspring allows 2 players to take their first steps into exciting world of the expandable HeroScape miniatures game. Yeah, I think this is a great product for someone that is interested in, doesn't necessarily want to take the full dive, but maybe just dip their toe in, see if it's something that would be something they'd be interested in. And let's see if we can get this side. Yep, well, that actually came up pretty easily. So we're gonna try and not mutilate the box. I can't promise anything. Oh. There we go. Okay. So we're getting there. And let's see if we can slide it out here without tearing the place up. Ooh, okay, all right. That's cool. Oh Lord. I didn't plan this exactly very well. Okay, but pretty good. All right. So, wow, look at all those lovely lovelies. Look at this. And this is the tiled terrain that I spoke of, where you'll be able to sort of interlock, change the elevations, change how you connect the various pieces. And you can see already I'm starting to create sort of a elevated section here, but that's one of the cool things. In fact, like you could see right here, me just messing around, I can almost create like a bridge, you know, with a few more pieces. So yeah, so you know, this is representing, you know, grass or brush, right? There's quite a few of these tiles. Let's keep digging. I think enough probably to get, you know, set up a fairly sized board. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe at the end, you know, I'll put together something cool so that you guys can see what you can do with all this stuff. All right. And I don't know if this is maybe supposed to. Oh Lord, I can't get. I don't know if this is supposed to represent water. Boy, all right. Let's just keep going. Okay, I'm gonna take some of these out. These are those Wellspring. Okay, so these are those Wellspring tokens, which will also be used to create, the terrain that you'll be battling over. But I think, oh, okay, so that's obviously the water's probably the blue, I assume. Okay, maybe this is, okay, this could be like a rocky terrain. Again, complete noob, so don't yell at me in case you're a HeroScape fan. I am a noob to this. But I'm excited to dive into it and get an idea if this is going to be something I'm going to be into as well. All right, so it keeps going. Got those all out. There we go. Quite a bit of terrain to set up a battle space. Let's take out the... Okay, and here's some... well, if you hear in the background, there's a dog barking. These are, your trees or brush, and you're going to sit those on these stands here. And I think this is just something that would break up the terrain and also cause block line of sight. And I'm just trying to there we go. There. Just like that. Pretty cool. It's various vegetation on here. We have some cacti. We have some jungle-esque terrain. Looks like a palm tree of sorts. But yeah, that's cool, right? So one of these, well, actually two of these. Two of these come with it. All right. So we'll get this together. There we go. All right. Look at that. Well, again, and so I'm assuming there we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's just take a look. I'll come back to the miniatures, I'm going to come back to the miniatures. I promise I won't leave you out. Okay. So your 20-sided die, these are I think your battle dice. Various symbols on here. I think there's a shield, there's a hit. I believe the red, if you can see that, which I can't make that out. That's a hit on the die, and then there's a blank side as well. Regular D20, from what I can tell. These are something I'm not familiar with yet, but some sort of tokens and a glyph. What does that say? Glyph of something. Can't make it out. I'm sure it's in the book though. These, I think I saw something where these are the activation tokens. Here, I'll take these out so we can see what's going on. If I'm not mistaken, I think these are, yeah. So this is sort of so this showing an X is a unit, if I saw correctly, is a unit that you don't necessarily activate, but so these will be facing you as opposed to your opponent, so that, and you'll place them on top of the sort of the unit cards. And I believe the X is probably a unit. So it's sort of it has a blind system. So you never know who might not activate. So if you have, for example, let's just say there's 3 activations. Out of those 3, one of them is not going to activate. And so your opponent has to sort of maybe, it just sort of, it breaks it up so that they might not know. They might think you're going to be activating someone when you choose not to. Anyway, that didn't make a lot. I didn't explain that very well, but hopefully you get the idea. Let's see if I can get into this. This is the sort of, I think the base. This is 2 base tiles here that are sort of good sized. And you can see that you can change up how it connects, but you could also just make the board a little bit different based on how you connect these. And there's don't know if you can see that, but they have these interlocking grooves that will be able to connect between this. And I'm not really, you know, you probably can see how I'm just trying to fumble my way through this. Right, but I'm getting it. And then I think you can get an idea of this would be your base for your map, or what's your battle space that you're fighting over. Yeah, so just like that. Yeah, pretty cool, right? So let's set this right under, and the rest is just the box and the books, and let me pop that out right quick. Okay. And here we have, these are your character or unit cards. These will be the different units that you get with this particular set. So right here, you have Aquila Iwashia, Master of Tides. All right, and these are like the stats for this particular unit. They have a move of 5, a range of 1, an attack of 3, and a defense of 8. Seems, and I don't know if defense is like sort of your hit points. I think that's what that is. Oh, here we go. Two-sided. And then this side right here, it'll talk about the different abilities, right? So I'll give you sort of a quick view here, and then maybe we'll transition to a camera with a better view. This is Aquila, Kida the Spring Gruner. Is it Gruner or Gruner? Anyway, move of 6, range 1, attack of 2, and a defense of 6. It's a pretty cool looking creature here. And then we have Aquila. I think that's sort of the faction. This is Anshu, the Welkani. Oh my gosh, Welkani. Okay, but if I butchered that, I apologize. 6 move, range 4, attack of 3, defense of 5. And then I think this is the other faction. So this is the Revena. This is sort of looks like a I don't know, a pirate of sorts. This is Killian Vane the Third. Move of 5, range of 4, attack of 5, 6 defense. Ooh, this is I don't know if the faction is Einar. So Fia Bani the Void Siren. Okay. Move of 5, range 1, attack of 4, defense of 6. And this is the last one. This is Utgar Bakberna. Some sort of alien looking creature here. Move of 5, range 5, attack 2, and defense of 7. So those are the base characters, or, you know, units that you'll get for this set. And then we will set those aside just momentarily here. And then we'll take a look. You get, there's 2 little, knocking stuff over. Okay, so this is the components. Here's a list of gaming components that you get. So the contents here, and then that's the one thing so let's see, 24 hex grass tiles. Those 2 big ones, right? You have 3 7 hex grass tiles. So as I make a mess, one of these right here, you have, okay, so those were stone tiles, the grade ones. So those are, 7 stone tiles. Then there's 3 of the 2 3 hex stone tiles, 1 hex grass tile, and then various so it's, let's see, 6 army cards. So it's basically a repeat of, you know, what it's talking about from the back of the book. So then it talks about assembly guide, scenario play. In the book you'll find 3 battlefield maps and 4 scenarios. Together, a battlefield and a matching scenario will create a unique gameplay experience and set the stage for your epic battle. Some scenarios use the basic game rules, while others use the master game rules. Both sets of rules can be found in the HeroScape Age of Annihilation rulebook, which we have right here. All right. And then it sort of gives a brief description about the various characters that you'll get here. And here on the back side, it's showing the different terrain. And then the special tiles, there's the Wellspring water. There is jungle trees. And then it shows how the tiles can stack here. It talks about the glyphs, power side up, and then there's symbol side up. Okay. Glyph reference, brand art. Oh, there's an artifact. So that one tile we saw was the rules of this glyph vary depending on the scenario. Read carefully to discover what it does. Okay, cool. And then Mangala Gulch. Okay, so this is cool. So this is showing you how to build this particular scenario. All right. Oh, I dropped something already, making a mess. Scenario 1, and it talks about surprise attack. Okay. See if we can see this a little bit better. A lot of light coming in there. So that's the basic game. So surprise attack. The mercenaries shove aside foliage, quietly moving the haste toward the location marked on their map. The path should be undefended. No one is expecting them. Suddenly, Fia darts behind a fallen log. Her keen senses one step ahead of the impending crisis. A moment later, the shrill cry of a Welkani erupts and somehow moves into the view up to the narrow pass. Startled, both groups draw weapons and leap into battle. So this is sort of and the goal, destroy all your opponent's figures, set up place figures were shown on the map, and then victory when the other players has no figures left on the battlefield, you win. So very, very basic, but at the same time, it sounds like it's just introducing you to the game. And then scenario 2, no easy way out. Oh, so it says master game, so I guess you use the rules from the, the master, the more expanded rules, I guess. Map 2, Spire, Mount, Tildet. Okay. And then scenario 3, Treacherous Ascent. And then, yeah, it talks about, let's see, map 3, the Minor Spring. And then the very back has scenario 4, the Wellspring's Woe. Yeah, so, not to like go into, like read this verbatim, but yeah, you get 4 scenarios with this. So it's, again, this is an introductory game. Everything's included in the box to sort of get you going. Is this something that's for you? Is this what something you might enjoy? And that's good. That's what you need. You need a good starter box. So anyway, I digress. All right. This is the HeroScape Age of Annihilation rulebook. I love this cover, by the way. This is, I think the characters and miniatures you see here are found in the sort of larger HeroScape Age of Annihilation big box. I think that one's called just Age of Annihilation Master Set. Anyway, but so, and then we get an introduction here. And that is a very awesome looking miniature, or I'm sorry, painting or illustration there. Scary character. And then, again, it's just going to go into the sort of the basic game guide. So it's going to give you, what things mean. Breaks down your army card numbers. Move, so it talks here, the Frostclaw Paladins each have a maximum move of 5 spaces. Range. That's how far they can attack, so they would have a range of, 1 for these particular characters. Collector info. This block tells you where the figures are from in the world of HeroScape, which sets they came in, and their number within that set. Oh, that's cool. So, and I think that's the cool thing is depending on what set you pick up, you'll be able to sort of build factions. It's not like you buy one and you're done. It's almost incentivized to buy multiple ones. I think that's probably the goal. Buy multiple ones because you're certain figures or certain factions that you're trying to get, yet they mix and match, right? So, right here's the attack. It's talking about here, each Frostclaw Paladin rolls 3 dice when it attacks. So that's what that, number means. You roll 3 dice. Portrait. Figure represents the army card. Will match their portrait. Okay. And then over here, it's just sort of the basic game guide. So, battle, talking about what you do on your turns. You choose an army card, move figures represented by the army card, check the move value, order of movement for squads, pass through the landing on other figures, moving up and down, obstacles. And this is sort of, you can see here, you can really build up the terrain to really just create a lot of variety, a lot of different tactical options, which is cool. You know, it's sort of, again, that's why every game can sometimes feel maybe different. So, and then also scenario based will change that as well. So, and then the basic game guide continues here, going into action 3, attack with figures on your army card, line of sight, who can attack, range. Let's see right here, and giving examples for range and line of sight. And then your sort of attacking flow chart, what happens first. This is, yeah, so I don't want to spend ages going through the rulebook because you'll be able to do that yourself. And then, and then you get to the master game guide. So like, that's cool because if you just read that the basic game guide first, you play that first scenario, you get those sort of rules, you know, sort of settled so that you know what you're doing, and then you expand upon that. And that is sort of when I think you get into the master game guide rules here. So, because then you flip over, yeah, if you saw that earlier, each character is flipped side that has sort of a various abilities and sort of powers that they'll be able to use against your opponent, or may synergize with different characters in the army that you're building, or the group, you know, faction that you're building. So, and then this gives a breakdown of those. So the symbol, the Valkyrie symbol, the Valkyrie, the name, the species, the uniqueness, hero squad, class, personality, size, height, special powers, portrait, target point, hit zone, life, move, range, attack, defense, point cost. Yeah, how much they cost. So like if you're building, because this is a system that allows you to build an army, for lack of better words, or a band of units that you'll be able to participate in, maybe a tournament or you know, just an event where you have to bring, let's just say, 300 points of characters that, you know, obviously have to meet certain criteria to work amongst each other. That's where you would take that number. Yeah, drafting an army. I'm already sort of ahead of that. Friends and enemies, order markers. Yep, we saw that earlier. Okay, so those are wound markers in dice. So those little red chits are like wound markers. Glyphs. The battle begins. Place order markers. Roll for initiative. Yeah, so this is going into all the sort of the advanced rules of the game. Falling, moving down, moving up, moving into water, because water could slow you down or stop you depending on, and then some creatures or some units have flight, and how that probably won't be impacted by the different terrain. I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I love it. The illustrations are great. This seems very intuitive from what I can tell so far. Let's see. Not adjacent, engagement adjacency rules, multiple engagements, line of sight, attacking, range and line of sight. Yeah, this is again sort of a introductory war game for interested folks that may want, or obviously for the folks that are accustomed to the HeroScape system that are right at home with this. So yeah. And this rule book in total is only, so I don't count that, 21 pages long. So that's not too bad. There you go. That was really just a quick brush through, and I wasn't gonna, you know, we'll read it up, and because we're gonna get a game. When I say we, me and my son will play this. All right, now let me bring this back over. These are the miniatures. And I will go ahead and pop them out of the plastic here. And then I will try. So again, these are the pre-painted ones. do not have to get this. This is if someone wants to not have to paint, or just wants to have painted miniatures that, you know, you rightfully just play with the ones that come in the unpainted set. I think those are maybe given a sort of a wash. And let's take a look if we can get a better view here. All right, of the miniatures. Oh wow, look at this character here. So again, this is the pre-painted version, and this is Thea Bonnie, the Void Siren. She looks pretty darn cool. I don't say so myself. Yeah. All right, that's Thea. Our next character here is Bachburner. Bachburner. So again, this is, you know, is this, you know, these are pre-paints. They're, you know, I mean, they are what they are, right? You know, folks that paint miniatures, this is probably not up to your standard. But for folks that are just getting into it, you know, I think these are on par with most, you know, if you're familiar with HeroClix, maybe not. You know, there's some pretty good HeroClix that I think I would say have better paint jobs here. But not too bad, right? That's okay. That's all right. And he looks pretty cool. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh, let's get this cool looking dude. This is Killian Van the Third. Killian Van, our metal pirate looking dude. Like the boots. And the, yeah, you can see where there's like, it looks like some paint got, you know, didn't settle. But, you know, all in all, you're not having to worry about putting any paint on there. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I might be one to, you know, if this is a game I continue to play, I might be one to get the unpainted ones. So it's just, I mean, initial thoughts. Initial thoughts. Not saying that's the case. Anyway, all right. That's Killian. Let's grab the Spring Runner. I think I called him Spring Gruner. What a goof. All right, this is the Spring Runner. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? I like it. You know, pretty simple. Actually, you know, nothing terribly crazy here. There's a Spring Runner. And, oops, knocked my camera over. Jeez. Slow your rolls, bro. Let me grab the Onshu, the Welkini. I don't know how to say that. Someone correct me how to pronounce that. You do if you can. This is probably so far the coolest miniature in the set that I like. I just like the sculpt. I like the face. Yeah, I like this miniature a lot. A lot of character here. And pretty neat looking. Yeah, I dig this one. That's my favorite so far. And then the last miniature is this interesting, I don't know what this is. I'm trying to pull the card. This is the Master of the Owashia, the Master of Tides. Ooh. Yeah. That's okay. I like this too. This is one of the better ones as well. Yeah. Sort of like a tentacled. I'm getting. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of cool. It's unique. Hopefully you're getting that okay. Yeah, this is one of the cooler looking miniatures. I do like the paint on this. This one actually is not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. All right. So there you have the unboxing of the HeroScape Battle for the Wellspring. I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab my box to bring it back here into the shot. There we go. Yeah. So there you go. So HeroScape is back. This is just again a starter set. They have a much larger set, which is the Annihilation Master set, which I think comes with 20 miniatures. So, but this is just a taste, to give you a taste, right? Is this something you're gonna like? Something you're gonna play? Fun, just throw it together. Play a scenario battle. Take 30 minutes, 45 minutes, probably not that long. And yeah, just have fun. Have fun throwing some dice. Have fun, playing a small little tactical skirmish game. And yeah, I'm interested because I'm intrigued by the HeroScape sort of system and just the various different little miniatures and different units that you can get and put together. And it's all this sort of, they're all unique in this weird, crazy Valhalla world that they're in. And no, it's cool. So yeah. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would think about getting yourself? Is the HeroScapes, have you played HeroScape before? I have not, but I'm interested to play it, get a few games in and see where it goes from there. Yeah. Well, thank you for stopping into Two-Handed Board Gaming. I always appreciate, the folks that come in and watch. If you have any sort of feedback, I'm open to it. Please, leave your comments. I'm having fun doing these. If this is something, if you want to see more content like this, give me a thumbs up. If it's not something that you want to see, yeah, give me a thumbs down, man. That tells me sort of the things that you're more interested in, one way or the other. So, all right. Well, again, thank you for stopping in Two-Handed Board Gaming. My name is David, and this has been an unboxing of the HeroScape Age of Annihilation Battle for the Wellspring by Renegade Games. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully see you very soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.